These claims he's making against these papers.
Well, hey, Sarah. Well, big claims indeed. And this could be, a real defining moment in Prince Harry's legacy. Indeed, he's had a lot of battles with the British media. He's got an ongoing battle with the British government. But this is the big one for him because it's taking on the Murdoch empire. Now, we take you back way back to 1996. Harry alleges that there were illegal information gathering on him. He's alleged that there was phone hacking as well. But that part of this case has been thrown out. So it's going to be centred on about 200 articles that he claims that the Murdoch Empire, through the Sun newspaper and the now defunct News of the World newspaper, accessed information that was private to him. And so I think when it boils down to this case, it will be going on for about between 7 and 10 weeks. Harry's going to take the stand for about 3 or 4 days of that. But it will look at 30 cases and do a deep dive into those cases and look at the articles and how they were procured.
I mean, it's not the first time we've seen Harry go after the press in this way. We know that they can be pretty toxic in the UK. But the news group newspapers, how are they likely to defend these allegations?
Well, indeed. I mean, this will be so interesting with the case and how it will play out because, we've heard it from Harry before. We know that he has a huge gripe with the British media and how they targeted his mother and how he alleges that they have targeted him in the past. But news group newspapers are saying that this is Alice in Wonderland stuff. They alluded to something that Harry has said, that there was a secret agreement between Buckingham Palace and the British media in terms of news group newspapers and their organisations, that there was this sort of omerta code that they wouldn't go after one another in order to keep the peace. Now, whether Harry has evidence for this remains to be seen. But I think when he does take the stand, of course, news group newspapers, lawyers are going to go for him. And we have seen him take the stand in the UK before, and he's won. So this is the real big one for him. He's called himself the Dragon Slayer in a Q&A in New York in recent weeks. So I think that all the sort of eyes are on this case over the next few weeks.
Have you got the popcorn handy?
Well, listen, it's going to be a big one, isn't it? Because he's alongside this, he's still got this case with the British government, and that is a huge one for Harry. Of course, he's coming over to the UK in the next few weeks. And again, these questions remain: whether he's going to be able to see his father, the king, whether he's going to see his estranged brother, where on earth he's going to be staying, because he was offered residence at Buckingham Palace. He's turned that down. So whether the Met Police get involved and give him that security that he's been asking for. I mean, it's a whole big mess in Harry's life. But a big question as well is, the level of sort of money that he's going to pay, because if he wins and he is offered a settlement in terms of any pennies less than the settlement that he was offered, he will have to pay the costs as well. So he could be in, for an awful lot of money at the end of the day.
It's getting spicy, isn't it, Rusty? Thanks so much for joining us. We'll check back in with you. Thanks. Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and
Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, is once again in the spotlight as he makes a surprise return to the UK, not for family matters or royal engagements, but for a court trial. This visit marks yet another chapter in his ongoing legal battles, which have become almost as synonymous with his name as his royal lineage. The trial centres on claims of privacy breaches by a major UK tabloid. Harry has been an outspoken critic of the press, holding them accountable for what he sees as years of harassment and exploitation, not just of him, but also of his late mother, Princess Diana, and more recently, his wife, Meghan Markle. For Harry, this isn't just about legal redress, it's personal. His return to the UK, however, is not without complications. Since stepping back from royal duties in 2020 and relocating to California, Harry's relationship with the royal family has been strained. While he has made occasional visits, such as for Queen Elizabeth II's funeral and the coronation of King Charles III, these trips have often been brief and strictly purpose-driven. This latest visit appears to be no different, with no word on whether he plans to reunite with his father, King Charles, or brother, Prince William. Sources close to the palace suggest that the timing of Harry's arrival is delicate. With the royal family navigating a busy start to the new year and preparing for major public engagements, there is little room for private reconciliation talks. Harry's focus seems to be entirely on the trial. It's unclear if he even wants to use this visit as an opportunity to mend fences. One insider noted, the courtroom drama itself promises to be intense. Harry is set to give evidence, making him one of the few high-profile royals to take the stand in a legal case in recent history. Legal experts predict that his testimony could include revelations about the lengths to which the media went to intrude into his private life. For Harry, this is about setting a precedent, sending a clear message that even the most powerful media organizations can be held accountable. Critics, however, argue that Harry's legal crusade risks overshadowing his efforts to carve out a new life away from royal duties. Some tabloids have already accused him of hypocrisy, pointing out that he frequently shares intimate details about his life in interviews and his memoir, Spare. You can't demand privacy while also putting your life on public display, one commentator remarked. Back in California, Meghan Markle has reportedly chosen to stay with their 2 children, Archie and Lilibet. While she has been a vocal supporter of Harry's fight against the media, she has largely kept a low profile during his legal battles in the UK. This decision fuels speculation about whether the couple is strategically managing their public appearances or whether Meghan simply prefers to avoid the scrutiny of another UK visit. As Harry steps into the courtroom, all eyes will be on the outcome of this trial, not just for its legal implications, but also for what it reveals about his ongoing struggle with the British establishment and his place within the royal family. Will this be a moment of victory for Harry, or another chapter of royal drama that leaves more questions than answers? One thing is certain, the world will be watching. The trial Prince Harry is embroiled in isn't just another day in court, it's a high-stakes battle against some of Britain's most powerful tabloid publishers. This time, the Duke of Sussex alleges that his private life was meticulously invaded through illegal means, including phone hacking, deceitful information gathering, and other questionable tactics designed to feed the insatiable appetite of the British press. What makes this trial especially explosive is Harry's direct involvement. He isn't hiding behind lawyers or carefully crafted statements. He's taking the stand, ready to confront the industry he blames for ruining lives. Reports suggest Harry will present damning evidence of intrusive practices that targeted not only him but also those closest to him, including Meghan Markle, other royals, and even his late mother, Princess Diana. Insiders claim that Harry's testimony will pull back the curtain on the tabloid world, exposing secret deals, illegal schemes, and a culture of recklessness. One source hinted at shocking revelations that could shake the media landscape and embarrass individuals in powerful positions. This isn't just about phone hacking. There are rumors of surveillance, planted stories, and manipulation on an unprecedented scale, the source added, and Harry isn't holding back when it comes to naming names. According to leaked court documents, he plans to single out journalists and editors, accusing them of engineering some of the most damaging stories about his life. These include claims about his teenage years, romantic relationships, and his role within the royal family. His team has already hinted at how these invasions of privacy fed into his mental health struggles and contributed to the toxic media frenzy that ultimately drove him and Meghan out of the UK. But this isn't just a royal versus press story, it has deeper implications. Some speculate Harry will delve into the relationship between the tabloids and the monarchy itself. Could he expose a tacit agreement where the royal family traded access for favourable coverage, leaving Harry and Meghan as scapegoats? This possibility has Buckingham Palace bracing for potential fallout. Adding to the drama is the public reaction. Critics of Harry's legal crusade argue that he's airing dirty laundry for personal gain. Others, however, see him as a whistleblower standing up against media exploitation. Social media is ablaze with speculation, with some claiming this trial could redefine the relationship between the press and public figures in the UK. The trial is expected to last several weeks, with bombshell revelations promised at every turn. As Harry squares off against the tabloid titans, the question looms, will this be his ultimate triumph, or will the backlash prove too great for even a prince to handle? Either way, one thing is certain, this courtroom drama is royal history in the making.